Imagine finding out the person you trust the most, your own husband, has secretly gambled your family home away, just to spoil his mistress with a luxury condo. Now imagine the way he finds out you know, is because he sent the message to you by mistake. That's exactly what happened to me. And let's just say, when he came home, all his secrets, his lies, and his belongings were waiting for him, on the lawn. If you've ever wished cheaters could get the exact dose of karma they deserve, then hit that like button right now. Subscribe for more stories like this, and get ready, because this one isn't just about betrayal, it's about reclaiming power when someone tries to rip everything from under you. You know, betrayal has a certain smell to it. It's not just perfume lingering on a shirt or a lipstick stain on a collar. It's heavier, thicker, it crawls into your chest and presses down until you can't breathe. That's exactly what I felt the day my husband's little secret slipped right into my phone screen. We'd been married for almost 12 years. We had a house together, a life together, routines so set in stone that I thought nothing could shake them. He was the kind of man who always seemed busy, working late, taking urgent calls in the other room, and constantly reminding me how hard he worked to give us a good life. And like a fool, I believed him. But one evening, my phone buzzed. I glanced down and saw a message from him. At first, it didn't register. But as my eyes moved over the words, my stomach flipped like I'd been shoved off a cliff. It said, "She'll never figure it out. I used the house as collateral for the condo. It's ours, baby. She's clueless. Can't wait to see you there." I froze. My hands went numb. My husband, the man I'd trusted with my whole life, had taken out a loan against our house, our house, to buy his mistress a condo. And the cherry on top, he sent it to me by accident. My pulse hammered so loud I could barely hear myself think. My first instinct was denial. No, this had to be a mistake. Maybe it was work talk. Maybe, no, deep down, I knew. And then, like fire catching on dry grass, denial gave way to rage. I typed back only 2 words. Wrong number, dear. I wanted him to know immediately. I wanted him to feel the exact cold, sinking dread that was flooding my veins. The rest of that day stretched into a blur. I walked through our home, touching the walls, the furniture, the photographs of us smiling on vacations. And every touch burned, because now, every memory was tainted with the knowledge that he had risked it all for some other woman. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. Instead, I planned. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't loud, it's surgical. I called a locksmith the next morning. I called movers. I called my lawyer. By the time evening rolled around, every single one of his belongings, his suits, his golf clubs, his stupid collection of whiskey bottles he thought made him look sophisticated, was sitting neatly on the front lawn. And right on top of the pile, I left a copy of the loan documents I'd found in our shared drawer. Oh yes, I went digging, and the truth was worse than I imagined. Not only had he taken out the loan, but he had forged my signature to do it. That was the final nail. This wasn't just betrayal, it was criminal. When his car finally pulled into the driveway, I stood at the window and watched. He got out, looking confused at first, then horrified as his eyes landed on the mountain of his life sitting in the grass. He ran forward, panic rising in his voice. "What the hell is this?" he shouted. I walked out slowly, calm, almost serene. "This," I said, gesturing at the pile, "is your life outside this house. You don't live here anymore." His face drained of color. Wait, we can talk about this, I can explain." I cut him off with a laugh that sounded foreign even to me. "Explain how you risked our home for your mistress. Explain how you bragged about me being clueless, only to accidentally text me the evidence." His mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air. Then came anger. "You can't just throw me out. This is my house too." That's when I pointed at the papers I'd carefully placed on top of his things. "Not anymore. You see, when you forge your wife's signature for a loan, you lose more than your marriage. You lose everything. And the bank, they'll be very interested in hearing about this little stunt." The look on his face, fear, shock, humiliation, was better than any apology he could have offered. He knew I had him cornered. Neighbors had started to peek through their curtains, some even stepping outside to watch the drama unfold. And honestly, I let the whole world see the man who gambled away his family for a fling. He tried one last time, lowering his voice. "Please, don't do this. She doesn't mean anything. I was stupid. I'll fix it." I stared at him for a long moment. Then I leaned in just enough for him to hear me clearly. "The only thing you're fixing is your own mess. You'll need a lawyer, because I've already spoken to mine. And don't worry, your mistress can keep you warm when the bank comes knocking. I turned and walked back inside, leaving him standing there in the wreckage of his lies. That night, for the first time in months, I slept peacefully. The best part, the bank voided the loan once the forgery was proven. He was left drowning in legal trouble, his reputation shredded, and his precious mistress. She bailed the moment the money dried up. Poetic justice. He tried crawling back weeks later, begging for forgiveness, but I didn't even grant him a response. Silence was my final gift to him. Betrayal cuts deep, but revenge, real, calculated, lawful revenge, heals like nothing else. He thought I was clueless. He thought he could strip away my home, my safety, my dignity. Instead, he lost everything, and I walked away stronger. Sometimes karma doesn't wait for the universe, it waits for you to act. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and let me know in the comments, what would you have done if you found a message like that on your phone? And of course, make sure you subscribe for more true revenge stories that will make your blood boil and your heart cheer.